I started making art in senior year of high school. I took a digital photography course, wasn't really thinking about it as an art form, and at that time we were using just simple digital point and shoot cameras. I ended up applying to Art Center College of Design in Pasadena, and that's where I ended up doing the first part of my formal education as a photographer. I identify as a multi-generational Mexican-American, and if I'm being more specific, I'd say fourth generation Mexican-American. And over time, that sort of has changed as I've learned more about myself. I grew up in the suburbs where there was where I had a lack of an awareness around my ethnicity as a Mexican American, and I only really came into that awareness later in my mid-20s after college. At a certain point, I would say in 2015 or 16, when Trump was running for president, there was a lot of talk about horribly racist language around Mexicans and Latinx people that really raised my own consciousness about this identity and representation in the media. And around that time, I also started thinking about my own history, thinking about my family as well, and really trying to learn more of my history, as I didn't have so much of a consciousness about it before that point. So I'd say that time period really helped change my thinking about myself and really wanting to speak about my experience, and my experience specifically as a multi-generational Mexican-American. I'm looking to history, to American history, Mexican-American history to inform my work. It was a guidebook that was intended on teaching other teachers how to Americanize Mexican mothers, to teach cultural values and American lifestyle to Mexicans and Mexican-American women through homemaking. Right now I'm looking at Americanization programs in the 1920s, early 1900s that were around the time period that my family came here. So that's part of my journey right now, is kind of starting at the beginning to see if I can find more answers that have led to my current circumstances as a fourth generation Mexican American. And there's a struggle with my own identity, as I struggle with that term saying that I'm a Latinx artist, because there's sometimes this feeling of being inauthentic because of my multi-generational identity. There's, I don't speak Spanish. I don't have relatives from Mexico that are, that we know of or that we are in contact with. My great-grandparents were the ones that immigrated here, so being of Mexican descent is sometimes a little bit abstract to me and something I struggle with. And, sometimes those feelings of inauthenticity can creep in when you're taking part in this space. But I've also learned that, my narrative, my experience, my family's experience is as much part of the Mexican American experience than anyone else's. So something that I've learned to accept.